Hello, Stampers, and welcome to your daily dose of stamping therapy. So today is Thursday, and I think it's the 2nd of April. I'm not really sure anymore. Feels like the 57th day of whatever month of whatever year at this point. But I am jumping on to stamp with you and chat. So let's get started. So I have this packet with 4 cards in it to create. And again, because I am at like the bottom of my barrel of stamping kits, this is from like almost a year ago. So I don't have the sample anymore. So we're going to make it up as we go along. And then I'm going to show you, I have some bits and pieces that I think I've decided I'm going to make some cute cards with those bits and pieces. Normally, like the bits and pieces, I tend to just toss in my scrap bin over there. But I thought I would jump on for Daily Dose of Stamping Therapy, and together we could create something fabulous. So I hope this gives you inspiration to pull out some of your scraps, or to have inspiration on the items that you have on hand in case you're not purchasing any stamp stuff or anything like that at this time. Hi Karen, welcome. Are you still homeschooling the grandkids, or did you have the afternoon off? Or are you having craft class with me today? So I think, so this one I think goes on the inside, and then this one layers together with this, and it goes something like that. And I'm pretty sure this is still part of that class with the hot air balloons, maybe. I don't remember. But I'm not going to use the hot air balloons today. What I really need to do is go through all of my stamp sets back there, find the stamp sets that I haven't used yet, pull those out and make myself use those. I will say there's very few of them because I do tend to use all of my stamps and then I get rid of them once they retire. Ooh, do I want to use that side or that side? The struggle is real, my friends. That color looks good on you. Oh, the green. Thank you, Valerie. You hope you can stamp tomorrow. Well, I hope nap time goes well. Claire's down for a nap too, and well, you just never know what's going to happen with that. I wish I could say that there was a set timer for it, but there's not. So I'm going to do probably some one way, some the other way, just to mix it up a little and keep it interesting. So as always, be sure to give me a shout out whenever you jump on so that I can say hello. And we can possibly see how fabulous the weather is, because here where I am, the sun is shining and it's gorgeous. I honestly thought about not jumping on here and going out on the back deck and just like soaking up the sun. Like maybe put a book in my ear with some headphones and just soak up the sun and relax. But I thought I should probably get on for this and get some work done instead. Okay, maybe I don't really like that color. I don't know that it goes with the dark peacock. That might be the only one I do like that. But that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. one of the things that I realized yesterday, so I went to the post office yesterday because I had a couple packages to ship, and I bought a ton of stamps so that I don't have to go back for a long time. And I got Sesame Street stamps, which Claire is loving. So when we were taking the mail to the mailbox this morning, the whole time she was just like exclaiming really loud, "Cookie, cookie, Big Bird." It was the cutest thing ever. I almost feel like I want to like save a sheet of those stamps for her in her little like keepsake box or something, but I'm sure it'll be okay and we'll move on. But yeah, it was super cute. But anyway, I was noticing whenever I got in my car and was driving there how I miss music. So I'll be honest, like we watch a lot of YouTube and stuff like that, and like Claire's, shows and stuff are always singing crazy little jingles and things, but like just actual like listening to the radio, I haven't done because I haven't gone anywhere in my car to listen to it. And I kind of miss that. So I think we need to start just playing music. And so instead, I am singing all of her chapel songs from school because they gave us the playlist for those. And so we sing and dance those with Claire. And those puppies get stuck in your head something fierce. So I'm singing "Clap Your Hands and Wave Your Arms." Oh, and it just keeps going on. And sometimes I don't even know what the words are saying, so I just kind of have the tune jingle in my head. And that's even more frustrating because I wish I knew what they said. Of course, the question of the day is always what's for supper. So let me know what you guys are all having for supper. So it looks like we have 4 of these. And yeah, I'm super not liking this one, but maybe once we add some more of that green like on top of it with the circle, it'll like wash it out or enhance it or something. We shall see. Sushi from Wasabi. Welcome, Nancy. Okay, so I haven't ever had sushi, but just the thought of raw fish kind of turns me off. So I just don't know if I could do sushi. I don't know. I have chicken out. Thawing, so something with chicken, which I feel like is what we have every day. The chicken and noodles, though, last night was amazing. And the fact that it was in the crock pot, so there was no effort and very little cleanup because I used one of those crock pot bags. Have you guys used crock pot bags? I'm telling you, that is like the greatest invention ever. Take my money, I will buy them. I don't know. I love them because for some reason, scrubbing the crock pot is like the devil for me. I can't stand doing it. It's so big and bulky and heavy and doesn't fit in the sink, and it's just a pain. And crock pot bags are just amazing. So I'm just adding all of these circles to the card fronts with Stampin' Dimensionals. Ooh, we almost didn't have enough. So these are the layering circles framelets. So they come in both smooth and scalloped. And they layer oh so perfectly, which I absolutely love. Okay, so now it's time to pick a greeting. And oddly enough, I only have 3. I have this one from yesterday, but it's much smaller. But you know what? We're going to make it work. Yeah, that's with a different paper. So we're going to make this work. I did have a friend reach out to me this morning asking for sympathy cards. So I gave her some with porch pickup, but I don't feel like this is a sympathy card. Maybe these are the moments we'll look back on with joy. I don't know if we're there yet. I just don't know. I can't thank you enough. Sending healing hugs. Ooh, I can't thank you enough fits. I think I'm going to do I can't thank you enough. Here, this side is much better. I feel like my table was nice and cleaned off like 30 seconds ago. And now it's just a hot mess again. And I'm like, what happened? But, okay. Should I do terracotta for my ink? Yeah, I think so. And it looks like I also have some terracotta jewels to add to it. So if you're just jumping on, let me know where you're from, and then I can give you a shout out. And of course, if you're watching the replay at any time, still comment along, because I still go back and reread the comments from the videos. So even if you're not watching live, then still comment, because I love to hear from you guys and see who's watching. And let me know what you're having for supper tonight. Oh, this is tight. Like that just barely fits. And then I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool and add the jewels. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to add one of each of these sizes, since that's what I have here. And again, my random is a triangle pattern. So super cute, fairly simple, but still fabulous. And I'm out of adhesive. And this time, I don't have any more here. Ooh, that sounds yummy. Yes, I hope that we can find some other kinds of meat the next time we go to the store. Although we've been doing pickup, so we don't actually have to go in the store. And so it's a little bit more limited. But yes, I would love a good, like, roast, whether it be pork or beef, because it's something different. There, I used the smaller one on this. Maybe that was a bad idea, because then more of that blue-green is showing with the peacock, but that's okay. And I love it whenever you can get like 2 different meals out of like one cooking time. So by having roast one night and then pulled pork the next night, super fabulous. So don't forget, these are actually not the retiring in colors that I'm currently using. These are the in colors that are staying around for one more year. But I did want to let you guys know that the new catalog comes out in June, and that means that stuff will be retiring to make room for those items. And sometimes that stuff sells out super quick. I'm going to put that last one in there. I don't know, it just didn't seem to go anyplace else. So there are our fabulous cards with the first set. So just a little like heads up warning, get it now before it's gone, is all of the 2018 to 2020 in color stuff will be retiring. So that is Pineapple Punch, Call Me Clover, Blueberry Bushel, Grapefruit Grove, and Lovely Lipstick. And so that means anything that includes those colors will also be retiring. So the designer paper that's with those colors, the ribbon that is those colors, and any sort of like embellishment, jewel, faceted gem, anything like that will also be retiring because it's those colors. Stampin' Up! Also retires all designer series paper. So they always wipe it all out, come out with all new stuff. So all of the designer series paper will be retiring. And that's the only like set things that I know are going to retire. Everything else is just like a random pick and choose sort of thing. Like a few punches go, a few punches come, a few ribbons go, a few ribbons come. So everything else is kind of spotty, but I know for sure designer series paper is going to go and in color stuff is going to go. So if you want any of that stuff, then stock up on it, especially re-inkers for those in colors. So if you have those colors and you want to use them for, longer times, then definitely make sure you're getting the re-inker so that you can keep using that ink pad. Okay, so one of the other things that I have is I have these fabulous stitched rectangles. And since it's not just cut cardstock, it took me longer because I had to die cut it. And I also have from another kit some white circles. So I kind of saw something like that going on. So I decided, since I also have this Woven Threads designer paper out, then I would do something with that to put it all together. So I think I'm going to use the, because I'm also wanting to use up as much of my in color stuff as possible, because, well, I'm using the wrong in colors. So I don't know what I was thinking with that. That's okay. I'm still going to use these colors, even though they're not retiring. So we're going to use Rococo Rose as the card base. And because this piece is kind of wonky already, we are just going to cut it to 4 1/4. So it's 4 1/4 by 11. Let's see how many rectangles we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I still have to cut an extra piece anyway. That's okay. I might end up using it for something else. So here's our card bases, and I have this piece, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this at 4 inches by 5 1/4, which is just a 1/4 inch in from my card base. I'm going to save these 2 little pieces for inside decoration. So I have 2. I'm going to use this one because this one's half used. So we're going to do 4 inches. So this little piece I'm actually not going to save because it's too little to adhere, or at least for me. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm not even putting it in my scrap bin because it's so little it'll probably end up just getting mangled. Okay. So let's go ahead and fold our card bases in half. If you're just jumping on, I am using up some past kits and past pieces to make some cards to increase my stash, which is getting quite large right now. So that just means one thing: I need to send out more cards. And now that I have stamps from the post office, then I can do that without fear of running out. Because at first I needed to make sure that all of my April birthdays got stamps before I started using stamps for everything else. So I stamped like the first half of the month already, but then saved them and used the rest of my stamps for customer thank you notes for March. So now I don't have to fear. I think I got like 4 sheets or something like that of the cute Sesame Street. But also, if you're just jumping on, give me a shout out so that I can say hello. And you can let me know where you're from and what you're having for dinner tonight, because that's the question of the day, every day, on Laura's Daily Dose of Stamping Therapy. And don't forget that I'm still posting on my blog 4 times a week, so you can always check that out for inspiration and ideas. And you can always search in the search box for anything like a past stamp set or something like that and get oodles of ideas. And I'm also posting my videos on YouTube each week, so you can check that out. My YouTube channel is also Laura's Stamp Pad. And I also just launched this week virtual stamp classes with me. So you get a complete stamp class of creating 5 cards with me. Measurements and everything are all provided. And you can always, like the screenshot of that is quite long, but you could always pause it too to get those all prepared. And then you can stamp right along with me in real time. So you get to see mistakes that I might make, tips and tricks along the way, and different fun ideas. I also give alternative ideas if you don't have that color, or don't have that pattern, or something like that. Hi, Debbie. Welcome. Homemade pizza. Yum, yum. What kind of toppings are you having on your pizza? We have been doing like a chicken Alfredo pizza lately. But tomorrow's Friday, and we always have calzones on Friday, so we aren't having pizza. Well, actually, we had pizza earlier this week, but we got takeout, so because it just sounded good. Trying to decide if I do this flat, then I'll do this with dimensionals rather than like vice versa. So I think I'm going to do this flat. And I think I'm just going to go pretty simple with this. Maybe I don't want to go simple. But I also don't want to like mix patterns with this. Okay, we're going simple. So I'm going to add this down like off to the side. And then the circle is going to go like there. And then I might add like some jewels or something over there. Pepperoni, green olives, bell peppers, and hamburger. That sounds fabulous, although I'm not a huge veggie person. Usually I just do mushrooms on my pizza because that's one of those things, like, have you guys all been seeing the name your 10 things that everybody else likes that you don't like? Veggies. Veggies is definitely mine, but I don't know if that's something that everybody else really likes either because, you know, veggies are kind of a hot topic. So, for this one, I think I might do, actually, I think I'm going to do the Sending Healing Hugs because it fits. And should I do it in Seaside Spray maybe? Oh, you forgot onion too? So I'm like a weird onion person. I actually like the flavor and taste of onions, but I don't like the crunch of an onion. So like if I have onions in something, like a lot of times we cook with like dehydrated onions, but like I also like them if they're like caramelized and like really cooked down, because then they don't have that like crunch. Like I don't want to eat something that's normally like soft or smooth and then like crunch down on something. Not a fan. So I feel like the circle needs something, but I'm not sure what that is. I also personally feel like this needs to be decorated, but I'm not sure how. Like stamping something all over the background maybe? I'm not sure. Do you guys have any ideas for this? Because I feel like this almost just looks too simple, too plain. Or is that a good thing? Sometimes that's a good thing and I'm like overthinking it. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Does it look too plain or does it look fabulous? This one I feel like I want to do it centered instead of off-centered because the background is so blue. I almost think I'm going to do, I absolutely love this stamp. And I've used it a lot. It's actually currently dirty because I used it this morning. But it's from the new Ornate Style, and it's that image right there. And I just love it. It's like the perfect, like, corner piece. So that is from the new suite that Stampin' Up! Launched just yesterday. You can check out all of it on yesterday's Daily Dose of Stamping Therapy, but you can also check it out on my blog. Yesterday and today I posted the designer paper and all the stuff with it. So be sure to check that out. Okay, I don't want to do that one because that one's centered and I don't know if I can fit all four. So I think what I'm going to do is opposing corner, or no, both of those corners, and then that. Hi, Terry. Welcome. I still think that this needs some oomph. So I'm going to get the next size up in circle and punch it in Rococo Rose. and it's the biggest punch I already have. So what I'm going to try to do then is recut them out. So I'm just adding a little handle, sliding it into my punch, and punching it out in the smaller one, so that I can use the bigger one for that layering. I could always use like a bigger like framelit or something like that, but that would require me to go over there and I would have to leave you guys. So we're just going to do this for now. And this layer I'm going to add on with Stampin' Dimensionals. So if you're just jumping on, welcome. Give me a shout out so that I can say hello. And let me know where you're from and also what you're having for dinner tonight. Yes, love it. Super, super cute. So I don't know that I'm going to be able to fit 4 of those like all the way around. So for some of these, that might be difficult, or I'm just going to wing it. I think this one I'm going to wing it on and see how it turns out. Or I might just do opposing corners and then put that circle right in the center. Yes, I love that. That looks fabulous. And since I haven't actually stamped these, then I'm just going to punch them out before I stamp the greeting. Kind of thought I could stick it in there without using my handy dandy little tool, but apparently I do need that. Ooh, I have a good idea. I'm going to slide it in the punch and use the tacky end of that. Maybe. Oh yeah. Totally works. Hey Laura, welcome. Pork chops and asparagus. Is asparagus like in season yet? I know it comes like in the spring, but I don't know if it's like super ready yet. My mom always has it, but we haven't been there to visit in forever, so I'm trying to punch like 3 at the same time. It might not work. It did work, but I hope all of them punched. Yep, we're good. Whew, that was a close one. Okay, so we're going to stamp sending healing hugs. And then we need to punch our bigger Rococo Rose circles for layering. See, I haven't actually been inside a grocery store for like maybe 3 weeks now. So like, you know, the seasonal things I always kind of forget about whenever I'm ordering online. I usually just go with you know, like I look in my favorites or what I've ordered in the past, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I need another one of those and another one of those. But it's when you go in and you actually see the new seasonal stuff or the stuff that's on sale that it catches my eye. I know strawberries are also coming soon, or maybe they're already out, because that's another spring fruit. Not that asparagus is a fruit, but okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so loving this card now. Look at how fabulous that is. See, I'm telling you, this image is worth the whole stamp set. Like, that stamp set is just amazing because of that amazing image. I think I'll be using that, like, and it's so weird because you know how much I love flowers, but yet out of that flower stamp, I'm using that one. Like, how crazy is that? Let's go ahead and try all four just to see, you know, tempt fate, see if I mess up. 2 down, 3 down. Nailed it. So strawberries are more the end of May, early June. Okay. So I was a little too early with that. Okay, so tell me, which one do we like? Do we like all 4? Do we like just 2? Or do we like the offset? Can you see the offset here? I'll show that. So 2, 4, or offset. I love them all. I think they're so fabulous and I'm so excited. It's so crazy how when kind of, you know, pushed outside the box, then you still can come up with like good things. So instead of just, you know, looking on Pinterest to see what you should stamp or, you know, following something exactly, instead just kind of winging it and seeing where it takes you, it's super, super fun. So I hope that my daily dose of stamp therapy gives you guys inspiration and happiness to stamp all kinds of cards in your craft room. You like all of them? Aw, that's awesome. And you like the offset, it shows more of the pattern paper. Yes, it does. The reason why I did the center with this color was because of all the blue. It just looked like too much blue, but that's okay. I'm still debating on whether I think it needs jewels or not. I'm almost thinking it doesn't need jewels anymore. So that's even more like of a surprise. And I'm missing one. I need one more circle. So these were already pre-cut for a different card. And that's why I'm like recutting the cut circle. Normally I would just punch it out of my scraps, but the only bad thing is I'm out of the scrap Rococo Rose. Oh wait, here's some more. And I'm super excited I haven't messed up my ink colors since I have more than one ink pad currently open. Oh, and I almost stamped that again. I am loving it. my dimensionals are missing, but I also think I might have used them. Oh, no, here they are. I was going to say, I almost think I used them up, which I almost have. I still have that little trim left over. And if you are still with me from the very beginning, I'm still singing that same song in my head. So if you kind of see me bouncing around, it's because of the music playing in my head. Okay, so there is our second set of cards. Super, super fabulous. Here is the first set of cards that we did. And now I just have one more that I want to do with you guys, because you know how I said there's sometimes those pieces that like are so fabulous that you don't want to like give away because you just think that no one's going to appreciate it as much as you, and you just absolutely love it. So that is this piece right here. This is from a retired designer, Vellum, that was I think last year, and it was called Graceful Garden. But I feel like we now have a graceful garden, so maybe I'm wrong on that. But anyway, it was this fabulous vellum that you could color with Stampin' Blends. I'm trying to find a piece of white to back it up so you guys can see. And I can't, but that doesn't help. Maybe I should look in my white scrap bin, which is right next to me. But isn't that absolutely gorgeous? I just could not throw this in the scrap bin because it was so fabulous. I was like, Laura, toss it on a card, add a greeting, you're good to go. But it's been sitting around for a long time. Well, today's the day. I'm tossing it on a card, throwing on a greeting, and being good to go. So we're going to go with, I think, like a purple card base. I'm thinking Highland Heather. Highland Heather, and I think I'm just going to add that to like a piece of white down the center. Maybe not even like a full piece of white, but allowing some of that purple to show, but just a little bit of white on the edges. This piece is not big enough. Maybe this piece is too big for my card. It is 5.5 exactly. So we're going to go 5.5 with our white. And it is 3. So I'm going to go, let's go 3.5. We can always trim down, but we can't add back. Okay. Like, come on, look how gorgeous that is. And I think it will make a fabulous Easter card. And I normally, like, I absolutely love Easter. Easter and Thanksgiving are my favorite holidays. But I don't typically send Easter or Thanksgiving Day cards. Like, I do a lot of, like, you know, season of thanks and, like, fall cards. But I don't really do, like, Thanksgiving holiday cards. Nor do I do Easter holiday cards. But someone is going to get this Easter holiday card this year. So I'm going to kind of just add a little dab of adhesive in certain areas on this, like specifically over the dark purple or the orange, because that'll hide the adhesive a little bit more so it doesn't have that like dark look. And there's a little extra on the bottom. So I'm just going to use the edge of the white as my guide to trim off. And there we have that. So now I'm just going to add this to my card front. And again, it's a little bit longer. So we're just going to trim off that small little hair I think I'm making a bigger, like, I think it would have been better if I just didn't trim anything. So I'm going to put it in my paper cutter and trim off a somewhat larger chunk. Okay. Yeah. I should have just left it alone. I don't think it was that noticeable anyway. I need to get rid of these ink pads. So the greeting that I'm going to use is actually from the Itty Bitty Greetings stamp set. Love this stamp set. It is like the perfect stamp set to have on hand because it has every single occasion in it. And so, like, you know, again, I said I don't really send Easter cards, so I don't really have Easter stamp sets, but I have my all occasion stamp set that has like a greeting for everything. So when I want to make one Easter card or one Halloween card or, you know, something like that, then I know I have a greeting for it. So it says Easter Blessings, and I'm going to add it to a clear block, and I'm actually going to stamp it on this little piece of white in Highland, which I used this morning, and I'm surprised I put it back already, because if you saw what this desk looked like, it's pretty crazy. Okay, so stamping it down, totally crooked, but that's okay because I'm going to punch it out. And that's why it's always easier to stamp first, because I can line it up in the punch straight, but I can't stamp straight. So lined up in the punch straight. If you don't think that looks straight, well, you're not getting this card. And then I thought I would layer it possibly with another punch. But I don't know if that's necessary, so we will see. I might go with that orange, maybe the green, yellow. Here, I have some yellow right here. I thought this punch, but I'm afraid it's going to cover up too much of the, like, the image. See, I almost feel like that covers up too much. But then I almost feel like the Easter Blessings is like drowned out. Maybe I'll add it to the edge here and add a little jewel and just go real basic, so that the main focus is not the greeting necessarily, but the stained glass. So I'm going to add it where the edge is going to be flat. And so I'm going to trim off that little bit. And then I'm just going to add a jewel to the end of it. That'll help bring some attention to it. Perfect. Super fabulous, quick and simple, easy card for Easter. And I'm just going to add a little Whisper White to the inside for writing on. All set. So super fabulous. I'm so excited about the cards that I made with you guys today because not only did it help me clean up some of my old card packets, but I also love how the cards turned out. Even though I don't have the sample with the original, it's still fun to get a totally different look out of that same card pack supplies. So let's show off all the cards one more time. So we have our Easter card, and then we have this card, which I did 3 different ways. And then we also have this card, which I did 2 different ways. So super, super fabulous. Again, don't forget that you guys can always follow me on my blog, laurastamppad.com. If you want to watch more of me, you can always check out my YouTube channel, laurastamppad.com. Laura's Stamp Pad is my channel on YouTube. And I've been doing Daily Dose of Stamping Therapy for almost 2 weeks now. So you can always go back and rewatch those. Definitely leave me comments. Give it a thumbs up. Just let me know that you enjoyed it. And if there's something else that you would like to see, because I'm reducing my stash significantly, like have very few packets left. So next week, we're going to have to do something different for Daily Dose of Stamping Therapy. So let me know. Would you guys like Q&As, product tips and tricks, or something like that? I'd love to hear from you guys. Of course, definitely stay home, stay safe, and stay healthy, because now is a crazy time and we just need to do our best to help out everyone by staying home and staying in. So love, hugs, and prayers to all of you guys. Have a wonderful afternoon and happy stamping. Bye-bye.